Hey everyone, Andrew, day 2 Dryden, recording here again for Nikachu MTG. Today we are playing Burn in Legacy. That's right, we're back to Legacy. The last time I did Legacy I think was around Christmas time. Maybe I think I might have done one in January, I can't remember now. But the big thing is that I really wanted to get back to Legacy with, of course, as I'm just about to talk about it, it's over here, blank. You don't even get to see the picture. All right, well, it's being bashful today. But we are back into Legacy with Skewer the Critics. And if this is the kind of content you enjoy, please do make sure to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Let us know that you like what we're doing and we'll keep doing it. Also put in the comment section if there's other kind of things you want to see, questions you've got. We like to interact with you as well. Also, I should also quickly point out for anyone who plays Modern normally, a new April deck list and sideboard guide for Burn in Modern came out just, well, when I'm recording it today, but when you're going to see it a few days ago. So check out that. It's linked to, or there's a, it's listed on Nikachu's Facebook page, as well as there's a pinned link on my Twitter account, which you can find there at Day 2 Dryden. So let's take a look at what's going on in Legacy. All the cards, it's nice. Actually, I got a nice clean display this time. The modern list has so many more cards, mostly because of things like fetch lands. But in this list, we're not running fetch lands. You could run fetch lands in Legacy if you wanted to run, like say like Grim Lavamancer. I'm not running Grim Lavamancer, so 19 basic lands or 20 basic mountains if you wanted, totally fine. That's, I think, great. So that's what I want to do. It helps with racing situations. Sometimes 1 or 2 points of life makes a big difference, especially if there's a lot of other burn decks in your meta, right? Like Burn, one of the nice things about Burn in Legacy is there's no reserve list cards. It doesn't require any of these crazy mana bases. So, if you've already got Burn in Modern, you could turn that into a Legacy Burn deck as well for like, I don't know. I think when I did it, it was like $60 to buy into Legacy basically. So it was super easy. And I did it because people like, Rodney, Top 8, Thompson, and Nikachu were always playing Legacy. So I'll make sure I'll show up something that's relatively competitive. On that note though, moving on, right? So we've got our 19 basic lands. We have our normal creatures here, the same ones you'd see in Modern, except no Grim Lavamancer, Goblin Guide, Monastery Swiftspear, and Eidolon. Some people I've seen cut Swiftspear from lists. I think it depends what you're putting in, I guess, but I think it's fine. I prefer to have Swiftspear. It helps you get those like turn 3, turn 4 kills, which is pretty slow in Legacy. Let's not kid ourselves, but it still helps you with those rolls, and it's good against sort of the fair decks like control decks or Death and Taxes, things like that. Swiftspear can be a very, very good card in those matchups. In addition to that, we have our normal burn spells like Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, but this time we also have Chain Lightning. The father, or well, I'm not sure which is the father and which is the mother, but the parents, or we'll say the parents. That's a good gender neutral way to do it. So Chain Lightning and Rift Bolt, of course, are the parents of Skewer the Critics. So it's a sorcery speed Lightning Bolt, except it has an additional part to it where the opponent can pay 2 red to send it back at you. Here's the cool part about that though, because it's not just strictly worse. If you've got 3 red up and you've spent 1 to Chain Lightning them and they send it back at you, you can send it back at them again. So it's very well named card. So that's kind of a neat thing. It doesn't happen very often. People are normally smart enough in Legacy to go like, no, I'm not going to give you any free cards. That's okay. Like if you had, like this sort of has, if someone does the copy part and you can copy it, like it's almost like the best case scenario for light up the stage built right into this card, right? For 1 more mana, you're basically getting a card, and for 1 more mana, you're casting another Lightning Bolt. Like it's fantastic. So big fan of this card. Again, it's another 1 mana spell, so like we are like very low curve in this deck. I'm also running Flame Rifts. Don't always do this, but it's really good against decks that you're trying to race. You are totally fine winning at 1 life if they've got 0, right? So even though you're taking damage, jumping from 20 to 16, from 16 to 12, these life totals are fine, because then you just go untap, you go bolt bolt, maybe even just fire blast for the win. Price of Progress, this used to be a 4 of. I've cut a couple copies to make room for Skewer the Critics. This is possibly the most powerful card in the deck. When you can deal something like 8 damage at instant speed for 2 mana, it's really, really powerful. The problem is when it's bad, it's so bad, right? Like there are times when you're like, man, if I could just draw a bolt or anything, I'd be able to win this game. But you get Price of Progress, and I don't know. Merfolk's not so bad because they run things like Cavern of Souls and stuff like that, especially in Legacy. They run the full 4 of and Mutavaults and things like that. But there were a lot of times where I was playing against Nikachu, and I'm just like, these Price of Progress do nothing, right? So they're a little more situational. So that's why I've cut a couple copies for Skewer the Critics, which, hey, if your opponent has a life total and you can target them, this is always relevant. But yeah, don't sleep on the power of Price of Progress. It's possible I even should have put a couple in the sideboard, but to bring in certain matches, but I'm not sure about that one. Eidolon, just as powerful, if not more so, in Legacy than it is in Modern. On the one hand, you've got a lot more decks that are susceptible to this card. On the other hand, you might be dead by turn 2, whereas in Modern you likely aren't. So sort of back and forth that way, but great against Storm, obviously, Control, all those normal decks. Rift Bolt, same thing as always, right? 1 mana, 3 damage, that's what we like to see. It's a little slow, again, especially for Legacy, but if this is your first turn play and then you can sort of do everything else very quickly, it's all right. Turn on Skewer the Critics as well. And then, of course, Fire Blast. Yeah, you got to sacrifice mountains, but you're dealing 4 damage at instant speed for free. Free spells are great. Normally, every other deck gets free spells. They get Pact of Negation. They get Summoner's Pact. They get Force of Will, right? They get all this crazy stuff. This is like the only free red spell we get, but it's big time and super, super powerful. Over to the sideboard, you need Graveyard Hate in Legacy. If you wanted to go with even more copies of Leyline, or you can't have more than 4 copies of Leyline of the Void. Don't do that. That's a good way to get DQ'd. If you wanted to go with even more Graveyard Hate, you could. Last time I did a list and a video, I think I had 1 or 2 copies of Fairy Macabre in the sideboard, which is also really good. I eventually just realized, I think 4 of this is probably fine. It's really, really strong, but things like Reanimator, Dredge, things like that, they exist in Legacy, and they're even more powerful than they are in Modern. It's just crazy, and the matchups are horrible. They are absolutely horrible for burn. So you could make an argument that you should be putting more of these in the sideboard. Pyroblast is there for anything, any sort of the mid-range control decks. It's not just Merfolk that plays True Name Nemesis, so this is going to hopefully counter that. This also gets rid of Jace. I think in the last league I recorded, I think I used this to get rid of a Tezzeret at one point. So there's that. Yeah, really, really powerful. Blue, especially in Eternal formats, blue is like the color. So you definitely want to have access to these. Pyrostatic Pillar. Basically, it's an Eidolon without legs, right? Which on the one hand, sort of lowers its ceiling, but on the other hand, makes it harder to kill. So, yeah, against Storm, any of those kind of decks like this, we're definitely bringing these in. We got six, right? Yeah, 6 Eidolon effects now. It's absolutely fantastic. Big fan of this card. Searing Blood's the one card in the sideboard I'm really not sure about. It's really good against all the sort of fair decks, like, again, Death and Taxes, Merfolk, Elves, things like that. It would be, although Elves isn't really a fair deck. It's creature based, but it's kind of broken combo deck. Anyway, so you've already got so many bolt and removal effects main deck that I don't know if I actually want this card or not. I've got it in here anyway, just because we're not running Searing Blazes or anything like that, especially because we don't have fetch lands. But if I were gonna take a card out of the sideboard, it would be this one, and I'd either put in probably more Graveyard Hate or maybe I don't know. You could go with something like Blood Moon. You could go with another Ensnaring Bridge. things like that. I would probably round out my sideboard a bit more, but I wanted to keep this in just to have it be a bit more versatile. I don't know what we're going to play against, and this isn't just me trying to spike an event. You know, I do kind of want to make the matches somewhat interesting. So hopefully hopefully we play against some, like if I'm just going to lose on turn 2 to Reanimator, no matter what, you know, I'd rather have a little bit of play in the games where we're going to have some play. So this is sort of the weakest link in the sideboard, though. Sulfuric Vortex is a great card. We're not playing with Skull Cracks and things like that because there isn't quite as much life gain in Legacy. People don't really want to gain life. They're kind of just, well, why would I gain life to make it harder for you to kill me when I can just kill you, right? Like, that's kind of more how it goes in my experience. But if you can sort of slow down, say, you know, a Reanimator player and slam this, you know, so their Grizzlebrand can't gain life, it's a big deal. You know, this is really good against control, not even just necessarily for the life gain effect, but also just 2 damage a turn, right? Like, they need to answer this thing. You can sit back and stockpile your resources. You know, they have to answer this. They can't just counterspell the Sulfuric Vortex trigger, although, now that I think about it, they could use Stifle, actually. They could do that. But you're probably happy at that point with them spending mana and a turn and stuff like that to, like, just stop a Sulfuric Vortex. Anyway, big fan of that card. Not a huge fan of it at 3 mana, but oh man, if this thing were in Modern Legal, I would jam, even at 3 mana, I would probably go up to 20 lands and jam 3 of these at least. And then last but not least, Ensnaring Bridge. Big fan of Ensnaring Bridge in Legacy. Don't love it so much in Modern, but in Legacy, again, it's a good answer to Reanimator. It's good against things like Merit Lage, giant angry creatures like that. Great stuff. And you could also, you could also bring this in against like Merfolk or something like that. You know, they've got their True Name Nemesis, and you're like, nope, no attacking for you. So, yeah, those are kind of some of the reasons you can use some of those cards. But yeah, overall, this is sort of how I would build a Legacy deck right now. Again, maybe the Searing Bloods are something I would reevaluate. But why is this? Okay, yeah, sorry. The scrolling thing here made me think I was losing a card. But anyway, so hopefully we see some good matches. Hopefully I don't just die on turn 2 against Reanimator, you know, 5 times in a row. But that being said, this is one of the reasons why I'm not as huge of a fan of Burn in Legacy, because the matchups are so bad. Some of the matchups are so bad. You know, you've got really strong matchups, again, against those fair decks, but against any of the really broken stuff where you really want, like, things like Force of Will keeps them, you know, in control. We have no access to that. So, really swingy matches either way. So, hopefully we don't see too much of that, but if we do, you know, you'll get a good sense of what Legacy is all about. So anyway, this has been Andrew, Day 2 Dryden, recording Legacy Burn for Nikachu MTG, and if this is the kind of content you enjoy, again, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you in round 1. Okay, so it got really warm in here. I don't know why. For some reason, everyone who lives in the same building as me cranks their heat up, so everybody below me is baking me. It must be brutal when you get to the floors that are above me even. Anyway, we're here in round 1. This hand is... we're on the play. This hand is potentially really strong. I like that we can suspend the Rift Bolts and go into a Skewer the Critics. So, like, even with just this 1 mana, I mean, if we draw a land, oh yeah, slam Eidolon on the play, absolutely. And even if not, we can go Rift Bolt into Skewer the Critics, into Chain Lightning, into Lava Spike. Like, we have a lot of plays. So, I would like to draw another land, but I am willing to keep this slightly risky hand based on its makeup. Yeah, man, I've been on such a brutal Magic streak lately. Like, let's try to get this turned around here. I've been just getting my butt kicked in Modern with like 0 mana hands, having to mulligan down to like 5. My own brutal like misplays in Paper. Ooh, Terramander, interesting. I like it. As much as I would like to try to bolt this thing, you know what? I could actually, like, I want to turn on Skewer the Critics, so I want to hit them in the face. You know what? Let's just, I don't know exactly what we're up against yet, so let's just try to race and see how our hand develops. Like, this looks like a Delver deck, right? So it would be pretty bad to just have something hit with days. So let's see how this goes. This is a threat, though. This is a threat. It's potentially a threat we can race. It depends how much disruption and counter magic is in their hand. That's the one thing. That's the one thing. We really want to draw land. Really want to draw land. Land, land, land. Wow, we got there. It would be really bad for this Eidolon to get dazed or something like that. So I am, especially when they've got this threat on board, they can just sit back, right? We need to sort of force the issue, I feel like, right? Like they sit there with a Delver and then they go counterspell, daze, force a will, right? So like if we're going to get them to do all those like countering, we need to take away any pressure they might have on the board. So let's get this out of my hand first and foremost. And then if they counter this, then, oh wow, they didn't. Okay, that's awesome. In that case, let's get this chain lightning, or this lava spike out of my hand, because it's the weakest card. Okay, interesting. Delta. Okay, so this is probably what, like black. This could be black red, but blue red. I'm thinking it's blue black is more likely, but we'll see. Brainstorm, nice. Fetch the lands away, or fetch the cards away. Okay, Volcanic, and then there's Delver. All right, okay. Okay. Well, I'm not going to play around days for a second turn. I kind of just can't, especially with this Delver on board. So let's try to slam this. Hopefully they don't have an answer. Wow, okay. So, I mean, they still might just have like a lightning bolt or something, which would be poor for us, but I am confident in our ability to race. Oh yeah, and they have they brainstormed, so yeah, this Delver's gonna flip too. Oh no, and then they brainstormed and then they fetched. So blind flip, never lucky. That's how my Delvers work. That being said, I usually play them in Modern, where it's like you can't set it up with brainstorm. Ponder, okay, ponder. They want that Delver to flip. Makes sense. I would too if I were them. So what do we have in hand? 10 damage? Okay. Well, if we can resolve this stuff, that'll help. I like our odds with the black-red. I think black... Sorry, I keep saying black. I think blue-red, you know, they run less counter magic than other builds, but I could be mistaken about that. Probably want to land here, actually. That is a good card. Never mind. That's what I want. And yeah, we're just going to race. Yeah. I'm going to suspend this. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have chain lightning first and then suspended. That was a mistake. Bad sequencing, Andrew. This is why you're losing games lately. Poor sequencing. They going to force this? Oh, no, they just took... Yeah. Oops. When I see the life total change before the spell has like left the stack, it makes me think that they're going to force. But they, of course, were responding to the option to chain us back. Look at that. Delver flipped. Who would have thunk? This guy thought it. Full art ponder. For those of you who don't know what ponder does, maybe that's... Here, okay. That's what ponder does. Because some people might just be used to playing Modern. So you look at the top 3 cards, you put them back in any order. So it's not like a brainstorm. You don't draw them and get to put different cards back, but you look at the top 3, put them back in any order. So you get to rearrange the top 3. You can then choose to shuffle them. So if there's a specific card you're looking for, you get to mix it back in and then you draw. So it's like uber scry. Like it's just, yeah, it's very strong. All right, so they are going to probably need... Ooh, light up the stage. Cute. I like it. Why is this revealed? Why did this get... Oh, because of the Delver. Okay, so what's happening? Okay, things are going fast. played Bloodstainmire from Exile, I guess. Okay. And they've got a Pteramander as well. Okay. Cool. Well, they went down to 7. That's good for us, because this Rift Bolt's going to come off suspend. I need to start putting the Rift Bolt on the screen. I lost a game last week strictly because I forgot about it. And then, you know, if I had just gone for the win, I would have got it. But I forgot I had this 3 damage that hadn't actually resolved yet. Okay, so we've got the win 2 ways here. I guess hypothetically playing this out to play around, I don't know, days or something. All right, how about this? You got an answer? You got a force, huh? Okay. Yeah, that happens. How about this? You got one more? You got one more? Uh-oh. Oh, man, if this doesn't resolve, I think we're in big trouble. Bolt me? Ah, okay. Whew! Whew! Okay. I was honestly like, if this doesn't resolve, I think this is where they take over the game and they just win. Okay, so we want Searing Bloods. They're pretty aggressive, right? They're more aggressive than some other builds. Like, I shouldn't say they're like a tempo deck, right? Like, again, they're going to sit on a Pteramander or a Delver and just, like, protect that Delver and just, like, 3 us every turn. Which is kind of what we're trying to do to them, except our Lightning Bolts don't sit on the battlefield. So, yeah, we definitely want Searing Blood. What else do we want? Hypothetically, Bridge could be a thing. Hypothetically, it could keep Pteramanders and Delvers from attacking, but I don't think that's really where we want to be. Sulfuric Vortex could be good if you're just going to sit back and protect a Delver. You're still going to take 2 every turn. Now, then we're taking 5. No, I don't like that. So basically, we're down to Pyrostatic Pillar or Pyroblast. I do like both those cards. I don't know about Price of Progress. They're going to have basics in their deck. I think they play Wasteland as well. Well, right now, I like Price of Progress more than I like Searing Blood more than I like Price of Progress. So basically, I'm just looking at Pyrostatic Pillar and maybe Pyroblast, right? Because Pyroblast is really good at answering like a Force of Will on a Fire Blast or something like that. Wish I had more uncounterable stuff. I'm starting to wish I had put maybe some Exquisite Firecrafts or something in the sideboard. I think, here, take away 2 Flame Rifts, put into Pillars. Sure. Yeah. You know, take out this Flamer, put in a Pyroblast. Yeah, let's go like something like that. Let's go like that. Okay, good hand. Something good. This hand is pretty good. I mean, 3 lands, 4 spells. That's a good amount. We have a turn 1 Goblin Guide. I'm not in love with the other cards, but they're good. Like, they're okay. And mulliganing sucks. Mulliganing with Burn is the absolute worst. That's why that London mulligan is going to be so bad for Burn. Drawing a 4th land is also pretty bad, but who knows? Maybe we will draw some. Maybe we will draw some Fire Blasts and we'll need them. Pyromancer, yeah, that's a thing. Please don't bolt my guide. That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's okay. It means when we draw the Eidolon, we'll have 1 less bolt for that. Yeah, see, they're getting all these basics. I think taking... Searing... ooh, hey, okay, that's all right. Yeah, slam that. I think they're going to have more removal here, but it will... yeah, that's a big old no block from me. That's absolutely no. I was going to say Price of Progress looking pretty... Oh, double Pyromancer. Okay. So we can just kill all of these, though, and possibly just take the game over. Okay, the mountains are not really what we want. Okay, let's start with this. Because they're going to start getting tons of value, and they'll be able to outrace us here. So I need to take away these threats. Sure. Yeah, recording right now. No worries. So, yeah, this is the danger here of letting these pyromancers live. Unfortunately, one of them is still going to stick around. Even if we skewer the critics here. But I think we kind of just... Well, I don't know. Do we? Okay, what if I just skewer them right now? Puts them to 8. Puts us to 12. Yeah. I think... Which means maybe hitting them in the face was... It doesn't matter. They countered it anyway. But yeah, I think we need to draw well here. Like a fire blast would be really good. And I think we need to try and race them here. We can chump these elementals. And they can't really cast any more spells. Although we are going to take 5 here. That's a thing. We are going to take 5. Drawing a fire blast was really kind of where I want to be. This is dangerous for them. I don't know what's in their hand, but if I wasn't just drawing so poorly and had 2 bloody mountains in my hand... What did they exile? A bolt and a light up the stage. Yeah, this is like we kind of... I don't want to say we flooded out, but like by turn 5, we're going to have... Yeah, it's going to be our turn 4. Yeah, we've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, so it's been an equal mix of lands and spells. That's kind of rough. Right? It's not really where you want to be. Holy crap, we did it. Kind of. Maybe. Hold on. Do they have lethal on board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do have lethal on board. Okay, so I need to... What happens if I attack in? They just double block? And then we're in bad shape. I need them to cast a spell. Oh, I'm just dead to this. Yeah. I need them to cast a spell right now. I need them to worry that I'm gonna kill that I'm just gonna be able to kill them, and I can't. But this is no. It's like this just didn't work out. We needed one more spell. Yeah, they were smart there. So that's unfortunate. That's too bad. Being on the play would have helped, and being. Yeah. What are you doing? I have one card. Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to say, I hypothetically, I still could have this lightning bolt in hand. But I feel like you really just want to bolt me here. Feels like you're being kind of cute. If you're going to play around this bolt, then you should just play around this bolt. You're not doing that. Are you about to let me untap? Okay. For a second there, I was like, you're going to let me untap right now? Because that's a bad idea. I mean, I'm probably just going to lose anyway. What was our next card? It was a bolt. Okay. All right, so Lava Man. Or not Lava Man. Pyromancer. I still think these are not great cards. I still don't think we need those. Yeah, I think it was fine. I think they just had a fast clock. This hand is great. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. Goblin Guide into Searing Blood, Rift Bolts, Fire Blast. This is awesome. Opponent mulligan to 6. This is a great hand. It's nice when you don't, and you get to just do this. Let's see if they force a will this. They didn't. Okay. It's on top of your deck. Did you scry to the top? They did, and they put that bolt on top. All right. Ponder. Awesome. That means I get to get in with this guide at least one more time. That's fantastic. This is a good start. Good start. They chose not to shuffle, so they like the cards on top of their library. Well, I like the cards that are in my hand. So, third land's okay, but I am certainly ready to stop drawing lands. Come on, let's go. Let's go Delver. Running blue. Why? So you can counter all the busted decks with your Force of Will? How pedestrian. Okay. We are going to put a hurt on them. All right, let's do this again so I don't forget. All right. Terramander, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, and you're going to want to bolt my guide, so you're not, so yeah, you don't want to tap out. That's fine. Well, I am not throwing these bolts at the Terramander. I am 100% going to try to use a Searing Blood when you use a bolt on my Goblin Guide. It's 100% the plan. Oh, that's a good draw too. That is a good draw. In fact, that means if you don't have a counterspell, do I just win? So you're at 9. This is 5. What? Really? You're blocking? Okay. Oh, I guess you're gonna bolt it. Okay. That's fine with me. Sure. Well, I can't fire blood. Yeah, yeah. Like, why did you throw out your Terramander? Like, block and then bolt before damage, I guess, in case I've got some trick or something. But like, that seemed strange. It's unfortunate that I can't go for the win with this Fire Blast yet, because then I can't cast the other spells that I've got. But whatever. All right. So now we don't know about any of these anymore. Okay. Well, this has been a really good first couple turns. So, I mean, they've got, well, they're about to put what? They have 6 cards in hand. So, I mean, we're ahead in the race, but if they can stabilize, we're in trouble. Down to 5. Ooh. Dangerous, dangerous. Pyromancer, that gets answered with a Searing Blood. Yes, it does. We're going to do this right now. You got a counterspell? Force it. Force it and I will fight. Daze. Ooh, okay, okay. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I didn't play around Daze, but I also don't want to draw a spell and then not be able to cast it. So, Daze was a good one. Spell. Don't be a land. God, why is it always a land? Oh, that means I could have played around Daze. But like, I didn't want to draw another Searing Blade or another Searing Blood or something. I don't know. Maybe that was too foolish of me. Yeah, now this could get bad. Now this could get bad. 5 life is a big deal. Oh, you know what else? I could have actually Fire Blasted them too. Because I have... I drew a 4th land. That's rough. God, like we're just short, like every time, like just that like one damage, that one. Yeah, I don't know, but if I had, no, wait, let me hold on. Is there a reason I should have played around days? If I don't cast it there. Oh, yeah, because then days just maybe counters the fire blast instead. So, okay, yeah. Something, come on, please not a land. Jesus, thank you. Like, just something. Something that isn't a land. Absolutely. Sure. 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 Something that adds to the board. That's good. Sure. Whoa, okay. Me or the... No, Swiftspear. Okay. Yep. Okay. They might have force. But if they force... If I draw... Please draw a spell. Please draw a spell. Thank you. Okay, we got to go for it now. They're tapped out. They've got, like, no cards left. You got it? They had the force. Wow. Okay. Well, good for you. Maybe I should have started with the... So what happens if I do it the other way around? Maybe this is a lesson in sequencing. If I start with the fire blast, what happens? They go from 5 to 4. No, it still works out. They can't force anymore though, but if these Delvers flip, I'm actually in big trouble here. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Yep. Okay, crap. In fact, if they have like a lightning bolt, then I'm just dead too. Uh-oh. We're going to lose this race. Going to lose this race. We had an opportunity. Let's see if our door got closed on us. Forked bolt. Sure, yeah, that doesn't quite do it. Being at 2 is the same thing as being... Or being at 1 is the same as being at 3 for me. Come on, bolt. Come on! Ah! Opponent says, let's see. Of course not. You cleverly chose to play... You cleverly chose to play against me. Opponent says, "Oh no, yeah, our opponent's being a good, let's say good guy." Well, I don't want to like gender specify, right? Could be a lady or something in between or whatever. But Samuel Grabner apparently is a person or a. They're all people. Wow. Okay, saying words faster than I'm thinking them. The term "guy" is likely appropriate in this context. So good game to Sam. Oh, that's frustrating. One life. You know, I'll have to rewatch this. If you saw any sequencing errors that I didn't point out myself, let me know. Yeah, I don't know. That's would have playing around the days have done anything? Yeah, I guess maybe I should have played around days that one time. I probably would have gone for it then, though, and then the Fire Blast would have been dazed. So I don't know. I don't know. All right. Well, that's... it was a tight but frustrating and unfortunate way to start the league. But we still got 4 more rounds, so we're going to go into it. And I will see you in round 2. Okay, we're here in round 2. I took a small break, ate a sandwich, feel way better. Got a refill on the old coffee. And not only that, second game in a row we're on the play, which is great because I have been on the draw, it feels like forever. And this hand is also great. It's not, I mean, as we've seen, Legacy's powerful. It might be real bad what we're up against. But Goblin Guide into Eidolon, 2 lands. You got Fire Blast. Like, this is a fast aggro hand. This is very strong. And if I were gonna choose 7 cards, this is pretty close to what I choose. This is not the matchup I would choose to be against, though. God. Oh, Reanimator. Well, it was only a matter of time. Okay, so this card, you know what? They didn't have Chancellor of the Annex in their opening hand. At least there's that. But yeah, so let's see how this goes. Lotus Petal. It's unfortunate we aren't able to get the Eidolon down before some of these come out. But let's see. Okay, so Entomb. So what are they going to choose? They're going to choose Iona. Nope, Grizzle Daddy. Yeah, that's what you probably want to go with. So we actually have the ability to fight through this, though it's not ideal. We do have the ability next turn to untap and go like Chain Lightning and Fire Blast to kill the Grizzlebrand. But I mean, it is not where we want to be. It's likely, you know, they've got another way to get their combo going in their hand. You know, but I mean, this is a bad matchup to begin with. This is game 1, so we don't have any of our sideboard hate in. I mean, if we're able to steal game 1, that would be very fortunate. But we'll see. And I mean, blowing up 2 of my mountains to kill their Grizzlebrand isn't really where I want to be, right? Especially when they can just put it back into play potentially. So we'll see. Okay, well that's interesting. Are they gonna go for the Elish Norn play instead? If they go for Elish Norn, that might give us time to win. Ritual, okay. I'm not sure what's going on here yet. I feel like they should just be going for it. Okay, okay, that's it. That's how they're gonna get the Grizzlebrand into play. Okay, I see. Okay. That makes sense. Well, this is like not land. Okay, that's not horrible either. Actually, no, it's pretty bad. We wanted a land here because we have to kill this Grizzlebrand. So, I mean, we're gonna put them to 9. We're gonna put them down to 5, and they had to do some work to get that going. Oh, well, you know what, whatever. I mean, hey, the line is what it is. Like, there's nothing we can do here. Like, this is what it is. I don't know if we win the game this way, but this is definitely the only way we don't just lose the game. So hey. Maybe. Oh, that's unfortunate. Main deck Collective Brutality. Great. Kill the Eidolon, gain 2 life. That's not what I want to see. It's really unfortunate. And of course, last game, after not being able to close out the match, we. Okay, maybe this is that, like, what's it called? Like tin fins or something like that? Maybe this isn't just straight up Reanimator. I think it's something else. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what this is called. Oh, actually, sorry, they don't gain 2 life because, yeah, the Eidolon does that. So they're still at 5. So, what did they ditch? They ditched the Verdant Catacombs, and now we don't know about this anymore. Another Thespian Sage Case. They only got 1 card in hand. And they didn't just put the Grizzlebrand back in play. So, like, maybe we can do this. Okay, we really, really, really need to hit a land. Don't draw them a card. Actually, maybe I'm okay drawing them a card, because it's, you know, a land, which is fine. Draw lands. Just draw lands for, like, 2 turns, and then we're great. If you told me I was going to make it till turn 5 against this deck, I would have taken that. So I'm going to try to just stick with that mentality. As if I need one more land, whereas every other game I've ever played in my life is the opposite. You may choose a creature or land you own from outside the game, reveal it, put it into your hand. Okay. Oh yeah, right. Okay. Wait, what? What does this cost? Doesn't this cost? What? Cost 2? Well, I don't know how they did that. I thought they had to... I thought they were 1 mana short of being able to do that. But I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, well that's gonna make quick work of us. Yeah, that I mean, if we we had so many live draws, like there were so we were just about there. This is why you need Force of Will in Legacy. This is why Burn is a budget deck, and yeah, that's how that goes. It's unfortunate. But you know, it's funny. I've thought about this before. I think the reserve list is honestly the only thing that keeps... And it's flying, right? Yeah, okay, great. So can't block. Awesome. Okay, and they didn't skip through their attack step because it's not a good strategy. Okay, so we want a combination of... we want bridges, and we also want ley lines. Price of Progress is okay. Eidolon on the play is okay. I don't know. What do we not want? It's pretty close here. Like these, like this is just a bad matchup. So what's especially bad? I gotta take 7 cards out? Jeez, that sucks. Okay. I guess I'll... Maybe Swift Spears aren't great. Maybe Eidolon's not great. No. With these bridges and stuff, it might not be the best. They're gonna have activated abilities. No, we want Eidolon. Maybe Swift... Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm gonna cut Swift Spear. And I'm gonna cut a Skewer and a Rift Bolt and a Flame Rift. I'm not sure. I feel like that's not the right way to sideboard, but I'm not sure what I do want. Pretty much the same hand. So I can't complain. Can't complain too much. We're gonna put pressure on our opponent. We were 1 land and 1 bolt away from being able to get him in game 1. Oh, what the heck is this? This doesn't look good. Oh, seriously? That's dumb. That's okay. Lots of non-basics for price here. Alright. Yeah, I just gotta get this down. Uh-oh. That's not good. That is not good. So next turn we're going to be dealing with that. Well, a bridge would have done it. Bridge would have saved us. Or is it 2 and tap it? Okay, so we have 1 turn still. We still have 1 turn. Which means we have to use all our mana and do as much damage as we can. So, yeah, first things first, we attack. Oh, right, that's how this works. Ugh. Okay, no. So we were dead this turn. Or we were going to be dead next turn. I had no way to deal with this flying indestructible. It's not really a spaghetti monster, but it's pretty much a spaghetti monster. I also should have cast Price of Progress in response. I don't know, actually I don't know if I had the option. Either way, I didn't realize. I know Lion's Eye. I know. Okay, I forgot what Lion's Eye Diamond did. I'll admit that. Okay, so if you call it a punt, sure, whatever. The point is I forgot about the mana part of it. I just knew the discard your hand part of it, right? Because that's sort of how it always gets abused. I forgot that it's also really good at. It's also really good at putting 3 mana in your mana pool. I don't think there's anything we can do. I mean, yeah, this is whatever. It's legacy. So if that hadn't happened, we'd had 1 more turn, we would have got them to 12. Yeah, it's possible we could have won. It was possible that the turn 4 win would have happened. It's not good. Needed to be a turn 3 win. It's legacy, folks. My God. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Well, hey, at least that was a fast round. You know what? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we don't want. I think you need a combination of ley lines and bridges in this. Obviously, bridge is better. It stops Grizzlebrand and Merit Lage and all this. But I think you just need. I think you just need the hate pieces. But maybe the graveyard hates too much. It's possible. Either way, that was our very fast round. It's been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden. Doing his best to struggle through Legacy with mono red. Well, there's only with burn, and I will see you in round 3. Hey, here in round 3, and amazingly, 3 for 3 on the die rolls so far. So at least, hey, that's some good news. That's been the one thing I think keeping us in these games, because we've been just getting edged out of all of our rounds. This hand is obviously a mulligan though. I don't want to go any farther down than I have to, and 3 lands isn't too bad. But this is part of me wants to put like any non-land card to the top. Part of me wants to try to find like a more powerful card, right? Like an Eidolon or something. But against an unknown opponent, I honestly think I just need to draw any non-land cards that I can. So I'm just gonna go like that. Hopefully this is, I don't know, Death and Taxes or something. Nope, this is probably lands. Yep. So we can race and win. But we also are going to have a bit of a hard time with this deck. This is kind of like the last deck. It's a little bit slower, fortunately, but it... but I mean, it's going to do its thing. It's going to get its engine going, and it's going to do things that are just more powerful than what we're doing. That being said, we are going to cast 5 bolts by turn 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 bolts by turn 3. Problem is we need a few more. And they might have ways to gain life in the main deck. Though I could be mistaken. Okay. Sylvan, okay. Yeah, sure, do yourself some damage. hopefully. Blow up Caracas. Okay, sure. What are you looking for? Forest? I'm not scared of this yet. I'm not scared of this yet. But our hand is pretty weak here. Like, like, that mulligan into, like, not having any creatures is drawing this many lands. Like, it's pretty rough. But we'll see what happens here. I don't know this deck super well, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to play around, but I'm not playing around anything. I'm just trying to win, because bolts go to face. Done. Thespian State. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, so I was pretty sure this is one of the ways at least one of the ways it wins. Ugh, that's rough. Again, turn 3 Merit Lage. So, unlike last round, turn 4 win would have been good enough here. Yeah, see, we were so close. So close. I think a turn 1 creature and we would have been able to get through enough. But as it was, no. That's unfortunate. Maybe they're greedy and they lose some life here. Probably not. My guess is they stay at 8 life and then just win. I mean, it's legacy here, right? Like, you'd hope that people aren't going to make too many bonehead plays. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm hoping they do make a bonehead play. All right, there we go. Turn 4 hit for 20. Seems pretty strong. All right. So, again, we want the bridges. We don't need the ley lines this time. So we can take out... I don't think we need blood. I don't think we need pillar. You know, maybe pillar is okay. Well, what are we taking out first? Let's get that taken care of. Price is good. I think we just trim on these. Skewer the Critics has looked real bad today, by the way. It's like, that's why there's no image here. It's a no-show. It has looked really bad in this Eternal format. I mean, like, let's say it was something else, like more Price of Progress or something. I don't know if it would have made any differences in our games. I don't think it would have. But it has not looked good. It has not been very effective today. What else? What else? What else? What else? Shave a... No. Keep that. I don't know. What do we... Yeah, you know what? Down to 1 copy. You look like crap, Skewer the Critics. You're on the bench until further notice. This hand looks pretty good. This is a hand that can race and win. Oops. Not going with Goblin Guide. So again, turn 1 Swift Spirit. We have gotten turn 2 Eidolon a lot today. Because I played a few warm-up matches today as well. Turn 2 Eidolon has been great, and it has just been bad. It has not been able to do anything. Like, maybe not bad. Maybe bad is an exaggeration. But it has not been nearly strong enough. Yeah, we're just going to get this out. Like, we're going to take a lot of damage from our Eidolon, but like, they're going to hit us for 20. So it doesn't matter. Spells cost 1 more to cast. Okay, that's unfortunate, but I'm glad I got this Eidolon out then, because it means I can still cast spells. I suppose we might as well get... No. We might as well get this out of our hand. It's good, though. Slowed us down. You'd be taking another 4 damage. You'd be at 9. You'd be at 9. You'd be at 5. Were it not for that Sphere of Resistance. We still might be able to win here, though. We still might be able to get this to go. Even through that Sphere. Because what do we have on board? Sorry, so if we chain lightning or anything else, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and luckily, if they try to port us, we can still cast. Spells. Yeah, go for it. Nice try, not. Nope, you are still in big trouble. And oh no, I can't cast Fire Blast. Okay, so unless you win this turn, I think I'm in good shape. Whew. Okay, all right. We're on the board. We're on the board. We're getting our butt kicked. We're getting our head kicked around. But you know what? We're putting up a fight. We're giving it that old Talarian Community College try. I don't think he's a big burn aficionado, but in fact, he might really dislike burn for all I know. But I'm going to call it that anyway. So Sphere of sort of safety, resistance, whatever the heck that was. It's interesting. That makes these bridges... No, bridges are fine. Because again, as long as I don't have 20 cards in my hand, you can't attack me with this stupid Marilege. I don't think there's anything else we want. I could take out another Skewer the Critics, but what am I putting in for it? Like Rift Bolt? That's probably all I would do. Doesn't really make a difference. Like against Sphere, what's bad? Like anything that costs 2 or more, obviously. I guess this is more playable. I guess that's a little bit better. Okay. And we are on the draw this time, so we're gonna this hand loses to a strong hand of theirs. But if we draw another land, it's pretty good. Turn 1 Goblin guy. Yeah, this is no, I'm gonna keep this hand. I think against matchups like this, we kind of just need to hope for the best. And they mulligan, so I think I want to keep. We saw in game 1 that we lost largely because we needed like one or so more spells. Ancient Tomb. Oh, that's good. Well, okay, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Land. Please land. Oh, that's bad. Spells cost. Well, luckily I get to cast at least 1 spell this turn, but that's not good. Turn 1 Sphere of Resistance. Oh no, with a 1 land hand. It's not good. It's not good. It's also not good. Hey Andrew, what happened to you today? I got legacied. You think getting moderned is bad? You think getting modern with like Blood Moon and Chalice of the Void and what else? I don't know. Any of the other things that happen in modern are bad? No, this is bad. This is, this wasn't making... Was this making a difference anyway? If we got this on turn? I don't know if this is even making a difference. Yeah. Pretty toast. Pretty toasted here. Screw you. Lava spike you. Hey, they didn't miss their attack step. It's the only way I was winning that one. Alright, so we're 0-3. Just getting destroyed by 2020 creatures and 7/7s. And actually, Delver kicked our butt too, so it's not looking good for our intrepid hero. But again, hopefully, like, this is why I generally don't make legacy content, stuff like this happening. But if anybody wanted an example of what burn in legacy is like, hopefully you're learning something. And yeah, but either way, we're gonna play it out. right? Might as well for science. So this has been Andrew, day 2 Dryden. Make sure to like, share, comment, maybe subscribe if you like to see my head get kicked in over and over and over. Yeah, either way, I will see you in round 4. Okay, here we are in round 4, and MTGO must know how badly we're getting our butts kicked, because it has given us the draw or the play for I think the 4th time in a row now. And again, this is a decent hand. We again, I don't know what's the problem with Skewer the Critics right now with this image, but turn 1 Swift Spear into a bunch of spells. This is a very strong hand in Modern. But it loses to a 20/20 creature on turn 3 probably, so let's see what happens. Oh boy, Project Mayhem is who we're up against. Okay, well, okay. So this could... Is this Infect? Does Infect run Ponder? Tropical Island makes me think it could be like Bug, like Delver or something like that, or it could be like Sultai or something along those lines. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna try to race. I don't know what's going on right now, so yeah. What do you think about? Oh, really? Days? Boo. I mean, whatever. That's frustrating. 4 damage would have been nice. However, putting them back a land is also pretty helpful because we do have a pretty good hand. Oh no, it is Infect. Okay, there we go. Well, in that case, it is a good thing we didn't get rid of these bolts and we have this other interaction. So yeah, it's also good because it means this damage won't matter. So against Infect, our life total is fine to play with. Are they going to force? Well, you just have all the interaction? How do you still have 5 cards in your hand? Wow. Opponent has all the answers. It's pretty good. Actually, you know what I could have done there too? I could have used Skewer the Critics in the first main phase because their life total went down using Force of Will. That's a thing. That's okay. You, go away. You have another Force of Will? Or you run out of counter spells. Well, thank goodness for that. Gee whiz. Oh, boy. Infect. Okay, well, we have... hey, you know what? That's finally something where Skewer the Critics looked pretty good. It was actually useful to have an extra bolt in the deck there. Although, you know what? A Price of Progress right now would be pretty good as well. So, I'm definitely going to just take this. If it just hits me for 1, that's fine. I am totally okay with that. I will bolt it now, though. Our opponent has a good hand too, apparently. So, what is this? Okay, so, ugh. Okay, so we can possibly draw a bolt and win. Or they could have another... Oh my god, okay. I was like, if they have another counterspell... Like... Oh, God. The opponent is making me look silly just trying to race and win. It is, but I... Like, these things are sorcery speed, right? Like, I can only be so cute. I can only be so cute with these spells. There's actually no guarantee we even win if when we pass the turn here. Like, they have 4 cards in hand. It doesn't... Well, 5 now after their draw step. It doesn't take much to win here. I think the big thing... Okay, that's good. They feel they need to do that. So what do we want? We just want a bolt. We want a bolt and them to not have another counter spell. Thank God. Okay, have days this time. Oops, no, don't suspend. Ooh, that would be bad. Now it's okay for you to have days. Thank God for that. Wow. Okay. So we like pirate. We need all the interaction we can get. All of it. All of it. This is pretty good. I don't want too many of these effects that don't interact with our board, though. That's the thing. So I think I'm going to take out Flame Rift. We also want things that are instant speed, if we can get them. Because we are definitely not the beatdown in this. Definitely not. Especially with all the free spells they got. In addition to Force of Will and Daze and things like you saw, right? They've got like Invigorate and other crazy cards like that. So, what am I? I'm at 62 right now. I could try to find room for these Pyrostatic Pillars, but I don't think I need it. And Bridge is obviously pretty weak. What do we not really love? What do we not love? I could take out Lava Spikes. Maybe that's too... Maybe that's a bit too reactive. No, I'll take out Lava Spikes. And I don't think I'll need the pillars. Eidolons are probably enough. Like, this is an okay effect. But it's better on the play, obviously. And it doesn't... Like, they can possibly just beat us through it. And it doesn't interact with their board, so... yeah. If you didn't have anything else to bring in, I would bring it in. I'm glad I'm also getting to use these Searing Bloods, because, yeah, I was not sure it was a good idea to even bring those in. This is a good hand. I wish these Chain Lightnings were Lightning Bolts, because they'd be instant speed, but even just 3 pieces of interaction, we're going to curve out. We got a turn 1 creature. That's obviously good. And Project Mayhem over here has mulligan to 6. Go make yourself some soap. Take you to the cleaners. You gonna daze my Swift Spear? Green mana. Well, I mean, on the one hand, I guess I could have played around that, but I kind of wanted to get a board presence, and I mean, at least it's... I don't know. One less counterspell I have to fight through when they try to protect their creatures. But yeah, come on! That's a rough one. That's a rough one too. Really, I will really want to see. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, I mean, Chain Lightnings are good and all. I just, you know what? I should have cast a Chain Lightning there. They're gonna protect this thing now. They're not gonna be too. I'm clearly just like holding something up. They're not gonna go all in, and I should have maybe looked a little bit weaker and cast a Chain Lightning. Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, what do you do, right? What do you do? I just... I've... If they just hit me for one, I'm not doing anything. Okay. Now I will try and do this. Where were you forever ago? Is it okay? I was gonna say, is this also not going to resolve? Like, oh man, they probably can't think we've drawn as badly as we have, so maybe they don't go for it. I'm gonna make them think. I'm gonna pause here. Make them think that I'm thinking. Okay. Gotta play that online game too. Well, we're gonna attack, that's for sure. This is also obviously quite poor against an Inkmoth Nexus, as it's not instant speed. However, it also... See, I don't want them to think they have to go for it, because if they've got it, they've got it, right? Like, I'm trying to sandbag this a tiny bit. Oh, man. But, like, if they just go for it here, like, they've got it, obviously. They can't think we've drawn quite as badly as we have. Like, that... I'm barely able to, like, realize it. And I know what's in my hand. Okay. But again, like, what do I draw? Like, even if I draw a... If I draw a Fire Blast, that's okay. Okay, I think now maybe I, like, start to look a little bit weaker, because I actually do have a spell I can cast. They have 6 cards in hand. Like, they've got to have it, right? Well, if their pump spells kill them, then I'm happy with that. That's fine. You likely have to win this turn. What is this? Okay, this resolves first. What is this? You may have an opponent gain 3 life. Becomes a 4/4. So it becomes a 5/5. Yeah, sure, that doesn't kill me. That's fine. Okay, I think we managed to get there. Somehow. Somehow, some way. Unless they have like a double... You know what? They could have double Force of Will here. That would do it. Hey, we beat Infect. Well, we're on the board. That's the important thing. We are on the board in Legacy. I think this is supposed to be a good matchup. I don't know what our opponent had in their hand. I guess like the Eidolon was just strong enough, but like, and maybe we like represented enough strength, like just enough to like not have them go for it when we were basically empty-handed with just those lands in play. I'm thinking that's got to be what happened, because I don't know what else. Like, they had Brainstorm, they had all kinds of stuff. Like, I don't know what else there could have been. But at a certain point, like, you have to just go for it, right? I don't know. We're on the board. We're showing our stuff. We're not getting shut out. We're not. This is not the Martin Brodeur Legacy League. So awesome. I'm glad we sort of got some dignity back. And again, I think it's supposed to be a good matchup. So we're going into round 5. We're going to finish off strong. It's been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden. Getting some shred of dignity back in with Burn and Legacy. Holy Moses, we're on the draw. Sorry, we're on the play. I'm so used to being on the draw. We're on the play for, I think, the 5th time in a row. It hasn't been good enough to get us prizing in this league, but hey, at least there's that. And this hand is great. This hand is great. Double land, double Goblin Guide, Fire Blast. This is a win before you win kind of hand. That's, yeah. What's the strength of this hand? The strength of this hand is its strength. Terramander, okay. Alright, Kesty. Well, your Terramander is not going to be very good at blocking my Goblin Guides, I can tell you that right now. Oh, good, you even have to fetch. Do my work for me. Ha-ha! Look at that. Goblin Guide has effectively done you 3 now. Ha-ha-ha. I mean, you basically get the best, one of the best lands that exists ever. But, you know, hey, whatever. That's pretty good, too. That's pretty good, too. All right. Swing, swing. Swing, swing. Days. Okay, well, it's... Days part 2. So... let's do our best to play around... Hold on, okay. I was gonna hit this Terramander, but, like... I've gotten in with double Goblin Guide here now, so they're at 13. What do I have in my hand? This Price of Progress is probably going to be worth 4, but I don't want to count on that for sure. So I bolt them down to 10, and I've got probably 10 in my hand, plus Goblin Guides on board. Yeah, you know what? As much as I like to try to be reactive, we're just going to get him dead. Just get him dead. Just, yeah. Awesome. Okay, there we go. So Price has the chance to be worth 4 damage. Okay, we really would like to draw land so I can play into this Daze with my 2-mana spells. That would be nice. That would be... Oh. Tell you what, when you're good at Magic, you're good at Magic. I will absolutely trade with these. Go ahead. I'm gonna win this game. If I just keep hammering away at you. If you don't block, you're in big trouble. I don't know if you know that. Sure. Sure, go for it. Because this is a long game solution here. Yeah, I was gonna say either you're blocking with this or like that's it. I want to cast this now they're tapped out, so Daze is really the only thing I have to play around. And this is the hardest thing to get out of my hand. So yeah, we'll just do this. Pay for Daze. Absolutely pay for Daze. I will pay for Daze for days. Every day for Daze. Sundays. Fun days. Happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday. Happy days. I'm at the point where I'm tired. And so I'm getting kind of weird here. This has been a really exhausting league. And it's kind of nice to not get my butt kicked by a 2020 Merit Lage on turn 3 for once. I am enjoying that. Looks pretty good. This looks extra good. We drew really well. What was the ratio? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 3. That's what we want. 7-3. That is a good ratio of lands and spells. Searing Blood we want. Throw a couple of Pyroblasts in there. They can be an aggressive... Flame Rift. Put in Pillar. Price was good there, but I don't know. I don't know about Price. I think I said the same thing in round 1 when we played against this deck, and I don't remember what I settled on. I think I eventually said that I liked it, and it did deal 4 damage there, which was good. Yeah. Maybe the Pyroblasts are too cute. No, we want the Pyroblasts. Maybe these are too cute. Maybe this. I gotta cut 3 cards. I could cut a mountain. I could. This is tough. This is tough. I'll cut Eidolon, 2 Eidolons because we're on the play, on the draw. And Pyrostatic Pillar is probably just better because it's harder for them to answer. You know, I'll do a 1 of Pyroblast. That's fine. That's stupid. Cut a Skewer. Where's Pyroblast? Put at least 2 of them in. Okay, something like that. I think that's good. This hand is pretty good. I don't want to draw any more lands, but I can't really complain about this hand outside of the fact that it doesn't have a turn 1 creature. So there is that. Ponder, good. I was gonna say if they just go Delver turn 1 and I try to bolt it and then they daze that, that's gonna be like super brutal. Drawing another Fire Blast is fine considering I'm already at 3 mountains, so I am sort of happy to see that. Oh yeah, what did they do with this Ponder? They chose to shuffle, so they drew a blind card. Oh, they're making that Price of Progress look silly. Okay, that's fine. That's gonna take over this game pretty quickly, so I'm not thrilled with this, but I am this early in the game. I mean, they're probably gonna have like, oh wow, they didn't have anything to back it up with. Oh, and we got the guide. Whew. Good times were had by me. Not all the me's. And there's days. All right, cool. Good to know that's there. Also, good reason to get this out of my hand right now. All right, you needed the days this turn. Save your buddy, Mr. Pyroman. Pyroman. Okay, so. Okay, let's focus. Interact with you fine people. They're down to 13. We're in good shape. They've sort of got the board stabilized here now because they're going to be able to pretty much go silly here now. They're going to start to make tokens, so they're kind of negating this Goblin Guide's effect. Oh, good, and they're just killing it anyway. Good, well, I mean, not necessarily good, but I probably wasn't really going to be able to do much with this anyway. I mean, they chump and then whatever. That's good too. So I think, even though I bolted the Pyromancer last turn, I think now I can get away with... just trying to race and win. I have to play around this days, unfortunately. But, I mean, like I can. I've drawn enough lands that I can. So while drawing lands is normally my kryptonite, it's been okay here. Sure, Forked Bolt. Yeah, so I think they're on... They can't go too aggressive here either, because I'll just possibly be able to untap and win. I am tempted to use one of these Fire Blasts, because I am going to have to use mana from days. No, there's nothing I can draw that's going to cost that much. It's a pretty bad draw. That's a pretty bad draw. It also means that I can't cast both of these Fire Blasts, because I do have to play around this daze. I need to cast one of them, though. I think I need to cast one of them. They might daze just to get like a 2 tokens on the board. If they do that, that's fine. I'm actually like totally okay with that, because I'm not beating this board anyway. I need to just like race and win. That's frustrating. I mean, again, there was no way to really play around this unless they tapped out, but I didn't think they were going to. And I don't have enough mana. Yeah, it's gonna be 4. I have 3. That's why they cast days. They counted it up. Sure. Yeah, sure, what the heck. It's unfortunate. Where were you? I needed you forever ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, well, if they cast a couple spells into this, who knows? Maybe I get there. But I needed that a lot earlier. It's possible I shouldn't have even showed it to them. If I known I was going to draw that, then yeah, definitely shouldn't have cast... Oh, fine, there we go. Definitely shouldn't have cast the Fire Blast last turn. If I'd known I was going to draw this, could have cast it, played around days, they would have taken like a bunch of damage. That's too bad. Seeing the difference between play versus draw. Seeing the difference. On the play, this is better. And you know what? I'm going to get rid of these Pyroblasts. I'm going to be aggressive. They kind of played around Price of Progress. I hope I don't regret it, but I'm going to take them out. Put one of these in. Put one of these. It's a tough call, but yeah. I think they're... Yeah. Yes. Okay. Let's finish strong here. God, I would really love a creature, but I can't throw this hand away. It's 3 lands, 4 spells. And I know they're playing with days, so even though I want to maybe hold up this lightning bolt for something, I'm just going to get it out of my hand, play around days. Ugh. Delver. That's maybe a reason. Oh no, because I can still play around days. Oh, what are the odds that I need to kill this Delver? Oh, this hand is like... Oh, God. Burn feels so weak sometimes when you're just throwing bolts at their face, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, it's turn 4, and they're at, what, 12 still? Oh, this is horrible. Oh, I have 11 in my hand. If this Delver flips... Like, just dropping like an Eidolon or a Pyrostatic Pillar or something right now would be great. Don't flip. Come on. Don't flip. At least there's that. Small victories. Small, small victories. Okay. They'll probably flip in next turn, though. That's fine. One turn is an adequate... Uh-oh. Double flip. Double flip is more dangerous. Because now I put them... Okay, let's assume this... Oh, yeah, because they'll have days or whatever. I don't think they'll use force. If they do, then whatever. So I put them to 13. Yeah. Yeah, I can race that. Okay. Yeah, I can race that. It's not easy, but I can. That helps. Yeah, would have been nice to have that turn 1, but what are you going to do? That helps, though. In fact, hold on. What happens if I Fire Blast here? 4, 5, 6. I'm doing it. This might be way too aggressive, but I'm doing it. When they're tapped out. Seven. Okay. Awesome. Okay, we're in good shape. Get that prowess trigger in while we can. Light up the stages in the revealed card zone. Okay, that's fine. They're going to get to draw some cards. Yeah, that makes sense. And what'd you exile? 2 lands. 2 brainstorms. Well, in terms of killing me quickly, the second brainstorm is not nearly as good as the first brainstorm. What is up with these draws? Like, gah. It's rough. Oh, sorry. One was a brainstorm, one was a flusterstorm. Oh, in that case, maybe I should have cast that when they were tapped out. I thought it was 2 brainstorms. That's actually... Oh no, because if they don't use it by the end of this turn, then it just goes away. Okay, so yeah. So playing around that by not playing anything. Okay. Yeah, I totally thought that was 2 brainstorms. Can I... No. I have to... Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad that I have to go all in. But I think I have to. Yes, this is in exile now, right? Yeah, okay. 3 cards, 2 mana up. Anything does it. Daze, Flusterstorm, anything. What happens if I Rift Bolt one of these Insectile Aberrations? Oh, then I'm dead anyway, right? Because the Terramander, right? There must be enough to put it. Adapt 4 costs 1 less, so it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it costs 4. Okay, so they can't adapt the Terramander right now. But if they have a lightning bolt, if they have a forked bolt, anything like that, then I'm dead. Yeah, I think I have to go for it. I I could try to be cute and play around it, and like as much as this feels super weak, like okay. I could try to Fire Blast in response. Let's see if we got there. I'm guessing. Hey, we did it! Wow. And they had the forked bolt, so I had to go for it. Wow. Well, good on our opponent, but because I didn't have any options. I didn't want to go for it there, but I kind of just had to. And good on our opponent for possibly being able to race us there. So we ended up scratching a semi-respectable 2-3 after starting 0-3. I guess starting 0-3, 2-3 is a pretty good finish. It's pretty bad to start 2-0 and then finish 2-3. If I had to pick one or the other, I would definitely go with what happened. Yeah, semi-respectable. Again, we were really, really, really close. You know, in round one, we just needed a top deck. We top deck anything, we win. We had a chance to top deck a bolt and win in one of the games against Tin Fins or whatever they call it, the Reanimator / Merit Lage deck. You know, like who knows? We might have just ended up losing game 3, but we had a chance to push it to game 3. Yeah, it's but burn is tough. It's not. It can be fun to play, you know, if you got a local event or something, but it is so, like, it goes up a notch. Every other deck that you're playing against compared to something like Modern is just so much stronger, and it's doing just really powerful stuff. In like sort of like a one card window, right? Like it's a Merit Lage, it's a Delver that you cannot kill, it's a Terramander that just ends up becoming a 5/5 or whatever. Yeah, right. Yeah, a 5/5 that you can't kill. It's a Grizzlebrand on turn 2, right? Like it's just like if you can have a good answer to a big threat, awesome. But burn doesn't work that way. Generally, it's got a lot of small answers. It's got a lot of answers for small threats, but it doesn't really have any cards that can deal with big threats in terms of like power and toughness and speed and things like that. It just doesn't have it, which is why you need Force of Will and Legacy, right? Like it just doesn't have. I think we saw that in a lot of those games. Whereas something like this, where you know, a 3/2 creature, that's fine. You can have this for 3 or 4 turns. I'm not worried about that. A 20/20 creature, you only need 1 turn, and then you're golden, right? It just doesn't have the right set of tools to do things that you want to in Legacy. So let's take a look at the deck again real quick. Let's go back there. Yeah, so this is the list we play with. Like I said, I think the Searing Bloods should maybe be something else. Maybe more Graveyard Hate. Maybe I don't know. You could play something weird if you wanted, like Sting Scourger or something like that. If you wanted to try to bounce those, I've seen some people put things like Caracas into their sideboard, right, just to like be able to bounce those tokens, the Merit Lage tokens or Grizzlebrands. They're a big deal, right? Like you can't use the mana really. I mean, you can use it to cast other spells, right? There is Flame Rifts, Price of Progress, stuff like that, but. Yeah, if I was going to redo this deck again, I'd probably take the Searing Bloods out. Maybe take out 1 Pyroblast. I don't know what I'd replace them with yet, but I'd probably, like, those would be those 3 cards I would look at maybe moving around. But, I mean, right, like, the big thing with Burn is that it's going to be consistent. It's going to be a lot of 1 mana, 3 damage spells, right? But the whole point is that you need to cast 7 of those to win. So Force of Will is generally not very good against Burn, right? Because you're already losing 1 life anyway, and you got to ditch a card. So you're spending 2 cards and 1 life to stop 3 damage, right? So really you're pitching 2 cards to gain 2 life in a way, right? Like it's not really effective. However, when someone's going like crop rotation into like, I don't know, entomb into whatever, right? You know, that's something you would be like, oh no, I'm gonna just lose this game. Yeah, I'll pitch 2 cards rather than just lose this game. So it just kind of works on a different. It's a different. So playing these games is causing me to like just stutter a lot. It's a different level of potency in the cards, right? So it's sort of a going wide strategy in terms of spells. So it's just not really, it doesn't really line up with a lot of what Legacy's decks are doing, and want to do, right? Like if you're in another meta with like a bunch of burn and merfolk, like any Legacy event I've ever done in paper, it's pretty strong. But Reanimator, lands, things like that, it's just the matchups are just so bad. Either way, though, I mean, it is what it is. If you like burn, I mean, hey, this feels like burn. This is exactly what this deck feels like. It's just the power level of the other decks is different. So I didn't open up some treasure chests the other day in anticipation that today might not go great. Oh yeah, sorry, one last thing. Screw the Critics looked horrible. Like, it looks, like, you can see it just looks horrible. It was just another bolt effect, right? Which like helps us, you know, cast those 7 spells and win, but it doesn't, we never really saw it. It didn't seem to be especially strong. It was kind of just, it was like a goldfishing card, but we were never able to goldfish. Everyone was either too prepared or killed us too fast. So maybe Skewer the Critics is, like, it's playable in Legacy. I think it's very playable, especially if you, like, I mean, I say in a budget version. Like, Burn already is Legacy budget. But yeah, maybe I think it's playable in Legacy, but going forward, I might not want Skewer the Critics in this deck. I might want something that, like, look, if I'm gonna be against these decks and I'm gonna need to just trade haymakers and hopefully mine connect, you know what? Yeah, maybe I probably would prefer a Price of Progress, or something along those lines. Maybe that is just better, right? So something to that's sort of the conclusion I've come to now after playing some of those games. So let's crack some chests. We're going to crack 2 of them and then reevaluate where we are. So hopefully we get some value, because I sure as heck used a lot playing those games today. No, this looks crap. Come on, something good. We haven't had anything good in weeks. Ooh, Machias. That might be worth something. Play points are like the only thing salvaging these. I know Machias is a lot in paper. So let's take a quick peek. MTGO Traders, shameless plug. I shouldn't say shameless. I have no connection with them except that they're the ones who I do business with. Boo. Which version? This is the Dark Ascension or whatever. Yeah, great. It's almost worth a tick. So we ended up sort of breaking even on this chest. Sure, let's let it ride. Come on, I need to start shooting for the moon here. Whoa, Overgrown Tomb. Finally, something that's like semi-playable. Thank God. I'm going to guess this is going to be worth like 2 ticks. 2.5, I'm going to guess. Oh, wow, is that bad? Oh, no. It's worth half a tick. How is that even possible? Oh, God. All right, well, we're holding on to that till it spikes. Last one. Come on, something good. Something good. Okay, 20 play points. So we ended up sort of getting ahead on that chest at least. And then Shivan Reef, which I assume is going to be worth like 10 cents. 25 cents. Well, we got lucky on that one. All right, so that's been our match. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it, because that's generally been my Legacy experience, just getting kicked around. Which, even though I did want to try out Skewer the Critics, and I do try to help out people with Legacy content, because I know those people exist in the viewer numbers, this is a good reason why I generally avoid Legacy burn content. Yeah, not great. So, sorry about that. Sorry I mean, hey, you know what? We ended up going 2-3. There's nothing, like, I think that's maybe the 3rd time in this entire show, or this entire series of videos, where I've gone 2-3. or haven't gone 3-2 or better. So like it happens, right? It does happen. Some of the matches were close, but when you lose bad, it feels really bad. So anyway, this has been Andrew. Day 2 Dryden. Make sure to check out the modern deck list and sideboard guide for April. It's got a little bit of differences to it. Cutting down on the Searing Blazes, which is something I never thought I would say. So take a look at that. You can find it on Twitter or Facebook with Nikachu MTG. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back in Modern next time, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe they print something crazy in Modern Horizons and we can revisit Legacy again then. But yeah, either way, it's been great having you. I will see you next time.